Hi, my name is Marie Griffin, and I want to chronicle my experience with cervical cancer. Let me tell you a little about myself. I am 38 years old. I live in West Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada. I am originally from Alberta, Canada, northern Alberta. I grew up in by a little hamlet called Busby, and then I went to school, junior high school and high school in Westlock, Alberta. And yeah, I have 4 children, wonderful children. My 3 oldest are from my first marriage, and my youngest is from this current marriage with Dave Griffin. And my children are range from the age 5 to 14. We basically moved from Sherwood Park, Alberta. It's a bedroom community, to Edmonton, to West Kelowna last year, August 2014. It's April 2015 right now. We moved because I have a rare lung disease, and it's cryptogenic organizing pneumonia. Good luck finding any information there. It's like 0.04% of the population have cryptogenic organizing pneumonia. So basically, I used to always say I'm like probably the only person in Alberta that has it. Now I can say I'm probably the only person in BC that has it. But we moved here for my lungs because it's really mild here. If you know anything about northern Alberta, it's really, really cold in the winter, and it's really moist. It rains a lot, and those 2 things are no-no for my lungs. So we chose West Kelowna because it has really mild temperatures. And sorry, I'm sitting down. I should adjust this, but yeah. So we moved here. It's really warm. It's mild. The winters, like I think the coldest it's got was -15 degrees Celsius, and everything was really good. I mean, and then things started not being good. I started having really bad IBS, and I mean, I've always had it because I took prednisone for my lungs, and it really bothers your soft tissue. It did for me. I mean, there's tons of different side effects. I lost a lot of my hair. I'm thinning, gray. I used to have really long hair. I gained an extreme amount of weight and water retention. I still need to lose 25 to 30 pounds from that. I aged really, really quickly. It aged me. I was intubated. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Anyway, so we moved here. I noticed I was having some IBS. I noticed that I was having some really funny cramping. I had it in Alberta like once or twice. And then I started having irregular bleeding. Basically, whenever I had intercourse, my husband works 7 days away in Alberta, and then he comes home. So basically what was happening is I got so bad that I was just basically on my period all the time. And I thought I should probably, look into this. So I looked on the internet, and everything I found pointed to cervical cancer. So I made that appointment with my doctor, Ulysses. We did all the blood work and everything, and did a pap smear. It came back abnormal. So we booked a biopsy. So now I have a new doctor, a gynecologist, Dr. Wilson. He did my biopsy. That came back abnormal. So then we went in for a leap comb procedure, and that biopsy came back precancerous. So that next appointment with him, I took a Frank's. My husband wasn't with me. She asked lots of good questions. I'm kind of an airhead. I just don't think of things to ask when I'm excuse me, when it's just I was get kind of in shock, like more like a deer in the headlights, I guess. She asked all the questions. And he said he just really felt that I would just have to keep coming back for these leap comb procedures where they take deeper samples, and then they burn out the abnormal cells, and they're really painful. Like, they tell you they're not, but that's a lie. They are. Maybe it wasn't for you, but for me it was. And where was I? So he said, I want to give you a hysterectomy, take your uterus and tape your fallopian tubes. My tubes are tied. I have 4 children. Obviously, I'm having no more children, so I was like, I really don't want to go under the knife, but if you think this is the best thing to do, then then let's do it. Let's get rid of it all. And, you know, if the cancer's, you know, it's trying to happen. I don't know how to say it, but let's get rid of it. And my friend Diana, he booked the surgery right there. He's the surgeon. He's going to do the surgery. So I was like, whoa, that was fast. Usually things go a little slower in Alberta. But you can wait up to a year for surgery. And I got the hysterectomy. Right now I'm going into like my 4th week from a hysterectomy. That really hurt. You're in the hospital for a little while. He cut, instead of making that incision, he made a horizontal incision on me. Because of my lungs, there's certain things that can't be done on me. You can't do, whatever. Anyway, I can't remember what it's called. And did a hysterectomy, and bing, bada, boom. Like, I was like super happy. Of course, I was in pain for a while. The day number 3 is always the worst day after surgery. Wonderful. Started healing. Got really excited, pumped up. Went to church. Bore my testimony, fast and testimony. Oh, by the way, I'm Mormon. Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So I believe in Jesus Christ and a God and everything, and very much involved in my church in the youth program. The Young Women's is what it's called. So I was really excited to bear my testimony. It was like the 2nd week, I think, after my surgery. And I got up there, like wobbled up there, and I was like really excited. Like, my husband gave me a blessing and said I'd be really good after this. Right? Which I thought was my hysterectomy, that everything would be perfectly fine. I wouldn't be sick for a really long time. And I bore my testimony, and I was really excited. I'm like, yay, like, we got it out. I'm good. I can't wait. I feel like a horse at a gate, like ready to go. Like, I can't wait to do missionary work, to work with the youth. Like, I can't wait to build this ward up, our church up, and be involved. And, 5 days ago, I got a phone call from Dr. Wilson's office, and they're like, can you come see us today? And I was kind of like, I'm still sore. I don't really, I was like, no, how about tomorrow? And so they booked me in, and you know, when a doctor's office phones you, you should always be like, that's not good. Like, they shouldn't be phoning you. You should be phoning them. That's usually how it works. That means you're healthy. But I don't know why. I just didn't, I think maybe because my husband gave me a priesthood blessing and told me that I would be okay after this. I just really thought he meant my hysterectomy. Like, I honestly didn't think anything. Like, so he looked at my stitches, everything's good, come in my office, and I like waddled into Dr. Wilson's office, and I was like, yeah, I'm a real quick heal. And I was all like, you know, happy and, you know, looking good. And he was impressed, you know, like, you're healing quickly. I'm a quick heal. My spirits were really good. And then he just looked at me, and it was like so weird. It was just like, it's just like, turn the channel, or the tree over there is green, or so, you know, like, take the garbage out. You have cancer. And I was like, you know, it's just this like weird sickening feeling, like this weird, like, kind of like you like pull back into yourself, like you're emotionally stretched out and responsive and like there, and you feel light and good, and then all of a sudden I just felt like myself just pull back into myself, and I felt like kind of like a weird sickly feeling, like a little like, oh, like suddenly I'm aware of my breathing, and like it's prickly, and I was like, you know, like kind of like, what? Like, what did you just say? Like, I don't know if I verbally said that, but that's what I was thinking. Like, are you like, did you just say, like, your pathology came back and you have cancer? I'm sorry. I know it's not good information. I'm like, really? Yeah, it's wonderful information. You know? And I just remember looking at his Kleenex box thinking, like, I can't cry. Like, I really don't like to cry in front of people. You might hear me go, like, like wobble and get kind of weird. It sounds like I might cry, but I won't. Like, I don't like to, my lipstick. I don't like to cry in public. I'm kind of funny that way. And, yeah, I just kept telling myself, like, you gotta, like, hold it together. But it's so hard because, like, my internal voice was, you know, my thoughts were just going, like, crazy. Like, I was like, holy cow, I was like, I have cancer. And I didn't see it coming. Like, didn't even bring anybody with me because, obviously, like, to ask questions, to even ask for the pathology, ask what type of cancer it is. I didn't even ask any of that. You think I would, but I didn't. I didn't ask anything. And he was really not willing to give a lot of information. He was like, obviously now I have to get a cancer specialist in Vancouver or here in Kelowna. And I have another appointment with him in 3 weeks to follow up on my surgery. And he said in between that time, I should be getting a phone call from either the Vancouver Cancer Clinic or the Kelowna Cancer Clinic. And then he kind of said, like, probably you'll be doing CT scans, another surgery. Well, I don't know what that surgery would be, like, not really sure. And he said radiation. So I really didn't want to hear radiation. That was kind of, I mean, it's not like I don't know what that is, or because that can be combined. But he's like, "What? I can't. Don't quote me on any of this, until you talk to a specialist." And yeah, I was totally in shock. Like, I walked out of there kind of like, "Oh." I'm sure if you've been through this, it was probably the same experience. Like, you just didn't. Well, somebody has a similar experience. They didn't see it coming. They got caught off guard, or maybe I'm just really dumb. But probably the latter. Probably dumb. But yeah, I was totally shocked. And so I went on YouTube, and there's not a lot of people out there. There's lots you can read, and I don't know, but I just want to see someone face to face. I want to hear their story. I want, like, not everybody's a good writer, so some people, the expression isn't always the best in writing. So I just wanted to hear it come out of, like, someone's mouth, their experience and what they're going through. And I did find one woman she's English. I think she's from London, but she lived in Vancouver. I'm not sure if she's still there. In 2013, she chronicled her experience, but her experience is a little different than mine. She never had a hysterectomy, and she was a lot younger than me. I think she was like 8 years younger than me. And like I said, it was back in 2013, and so she has quite a few. Like, her name is Rebecca Farah, I think is her last name. Farah, I think it is. But I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. But there isn't a lot of information, and I thought, you know what? I think I'm going to do this. I think it's called vlog. I don't even know. I'm so not hip. But make videos about my experience. And like I said, I'm on day 3 of knowing that I have cancer. Day 1, I bawled my face off. Day 2, I was like, whatever, I'm not dead yet. Like, I'm a fighter. I have children. My husband's super positive, always has been. He's always been there for me since day 1. Like a month into our relationship, serious stuff has happened. He's always stayed. He's always been there. He's like awesome. He's a rock. And I love him, and I really have strong faith beliefs. Like, I believe strongly in a God and a purpose and a plan. And I wanted to chronicle this. I am a Mormon from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I have cervical cancer. And I have faith that I will get through this with the help of my friends and family, and with the women and men out there that are going through cancer. And I want to be a support to them, and I would love the support back. And if you have any questions, please ask. I would love to answer them as best as I can, and get to know you and glean information from you and learn from you. And we can suffer and cry together and laugh together through this. And I'm just really thankful that that my Heavenly Father knows me and loves me, and He knows what I'm going through, and that I'll be okay. And so yeah, this is the start, just the beginning, and I definitely will keep in touch and keep making these videos. All right, bye-bye.